Welcome, race fans, once again here to Virtual Racing Network. We are live here from Texas Motor Speedway on iRacing for tonight's event. Hopefully everything stays stable here in the studio. Let's hope the internet stays stable. I think it probably will for the most part. We are seeing a little bit of an issue with OBS itself. With this latest version, we may downgrade to an earlier version. If we see any issues with that, it all seems good here on our end. That being said, we need to thank all the partners that make this possible here on the racing side of things. None of this would be possible if it wasn't for Walls Beard Co. Beard Balm. Make sure you check them out again. Some great products over there, wallsbeardco.com for that beard balm. Again, check them out for all they do. Of course, on the broadcast side of things, we have a few partners as well, starting with Northwest Racing Series. Of course, Walls Beard Co. Beard Balm. RaceOnTexas.com. World of Thunder Racing League. Hanover Wreckers Service. On the Edge Motorsports, your official Wicked Energy Gum retailer. Huffman Designs, and of course, RaceCore Online Racing League. Don't cover them anymore, but we still support what they do here on Sunday nights, really. So a big shout out to them. Hopefully all is well for them. That being said, we'll bring up your countdown to qualifying. 5 minutes left on the clock before we move into qualifying, followed by your 125 lap race here at Texas Motor Speedway. You got the Speedway Club in the background back there. Again, going to be a awesome night of racing here. It is, of course, 10:45 p.m. here at Central Standard Time. We thank everybody for tuning in for tonight's race. And hopefully we got some new people out there checking it out here tonight. As we got Johnny Sykes in chat. Johnny, good to have you. JT, good to have you in here as well, and anybody else that's joining us out there here for tonight's race, as we are just about ready to get this thing going here in momentarily. Again, cross your fingers, cross your toes, probably don't cross your eyes. Let's hope everything holds up here tonight for the race. But again, I expect to see some good things, a lot of good drivers here that have made their trip to Texas Motor Speedway. This track is probably going to be a little bit warmer than they want, but not too terribly bad, so we'll be looking to see how the cautions play out and how much of that will affect the playoffs, as Jeff Stabnow has already punched his ticket into the round of 8. We're in the round of 12 now. Who will follow him tonight? Will it be one of his teammates, or will we see somebody else come in and take that spot away? We got 3.5 minutes left. Again, this is the time right here. If you need to get something from that personal concession stand, it's not free, but it's a lot cheaper than a normal concession stand. Head on over to your kitchen, grab you something to drink, something to snack on, because you're going to have 125 laps here. And my guess, with 13 drivers, we're not going to see too many cautions. If we do, I expect to see them in the tri-oval here tonight. The tri-oval, very tricky. Turn 1, very tricky as well. And I would venture to guess turn 4 going to be a little bit tricky as well. This course, everything bigger in Texas, including the wrecks. So we'll see. Maybe somebody will be joining us in the booth later on tonight if their race goes the wrong way. We'll just have to wait and see. We'll definitely try to talk to drivers throughout this race. Find out how the truck is handling. These are open setups, which means that they have to work on the car throughout this race and adapt to the track and just kind of see how it goes. We don't know how it's going to go, neither do they, so definitely going to be something to look for. As we got James Thurston out there, obviously going to be behind the wheel here in momentarily. So again, a big shout out to everyone tuning in here tonight. We are here at Texas Motor Speedway. We'll go ahead and bring your main bar up onto the screen as you are watching the Northwest Truck Series presented by Walls Beard Co. Beard Balm. And right now, your fastest driver is, we talk about all the time, the Rocket Man Dan in that 55 machine at the top of the charts. Top everybody. He's so fast in qualifying, so fast in practice, and starts good in the race. It just doesn't always go his way. We're almost going to deem him the greatest driver in Northwest to never win a championship. If he doesn't win one, he's still in the hunt, so he's not over yet, but he always has really good runs, and then something happens, runs out of fuel, gets involved in a wreck, something happens that doesn't give him the finish that he rightfully deserves and has earned during that race. Hopefully tonight will be his night. He can punch it in there. He has 2, I believe, Xfinity wins on this season on a Monday night, but I'm not sure if he does here on the trucks. I do not believe, if anything, maybe 1, but regardless of that, 57 seconds left on the clock. It is time to take one last break to get that final drink and snack of choice. We'll be right back here in 45 seconds with qualifying. All right, it is time to move on. Checkered flag has waved for practice. That means practice is over. Time to go into qualifying here for tonight's race, and we'll see how they come out onto the track. We have seen lately that they kind of take their time going out to the track. They don't want to come out just be the first one out. They want to let maybe a cloud roll over the sun, duck behind a cloud, but this is Texas, folks. I don't see a cloud in the sky here tonight. Contrary to what it may be in the real Fort Worth, Dallas area, pretty stormy out there tonight. So it was here as well earlier. So it may look nice and sunny, but trust me, that is not what the actual track looks like at this time right now. But it looks like we have a couple of drivers that are coming out onto the track. And looks like the first one out is going to be Casey Tillman as well as James Vining out. Dan West Jr. on the track as well. The question is, what kind of times will be put in here tonight? Again, anybody's guess. I would imagine we're going to see Dan West Jr. close to the top. He is out on the track. Is Casey Tillman going to go wild ride through the grass? Obviously, that is going to invalidate his time. We jump over to Dan West Jr. In the number 55, a pink number 55 here tonight. Out in qualifying, 8 minutes left on the clock. We'll see how he stacks up. Again, he's one that I look for being at the top of the charts here in this series. He has come to life here in this second half of 2019. And we'll see at the top right now, a 29.341. James Viney going to be right behind him in the 333 with a 29.462. That is 0.121 seconds behind, so almost a tenth and a half behind. As we'll go over to, well, Ryan Mays. We're about to click on him as he jumped up in that 13 machine, 29.668. He is 0.327 seconds behind in third place. As we will go over to John Ottenbacher, who is also out on the track taking his qualifying runs. Again, they have 2 laps to get around this track. Question is, how many will it need to take to get to the top of the charts, and can they beat Dan West Jr. here in qualifying? I think it's going to be a little difficult. We'll definitely be waiting to see, as James Thurston also on the track, but Sean Ottenbacher 29.442. He'll take it to second place. We jump over to James Thurston in that number 2 machine. Can he be the one to take it to the top of the charts and get by Dan West Jr. here for qualifying? He's completing his warm-up lap now. All right, James Thurston going at 29.529 that lap, not counting though. There it goes. 29.527. He'll jump to 5th place. Chad Malik right behind him in 6th with a 30.085. Casey Tillman is back out on the track as he's going to come around the bottom of the track. We're still having a ticking issue, so we are going to keep trying to diagnose it and figure out what is causing it. I believe we may have misdiagnosed it once again, thinking we knew what it was, but it may be a CPU issue we're going to have to deal with. So we'll keep diving into that and see if we can't figure out. Maybe it'll disappear by the time we get to the main event. But Casey Tillman, the only one on track that has not put in a qualifying run at this point, or a time. He has been on the track. But of course, the lap didn't count, so he'll keep trying. As you can see, the sun glaring down on these cars. And by the time we get to race, it may be a little bit darker here, as the sun will be setting throughout the night. Casey Tillman going to come out of turn 4 into the tri-oval to put down a lap, and it's going to be a 30.317. Even if that does stick, it's going to be a 7th fastest time. And it doesn't look like it is. He may have already completed his times, and that just be a extra lap here that he's running, because that lap did not go into the scoreboards for him here tonight. Casey Tillman in the 92, going to come by the line one more time. We'll see if this lap is going to count for him. It's going to be a 29.980. Which would put him a little bit higher, but it's still not going to count. So unfortunate for him, he is going to have to settle for not being able to qualify here tonight in the number 92. As we switch over to the 46 of Sean Brightsman, got a brand new paint job on that number 46 machine as well. All right, checking in on some stuff real fast. It's Sean Brightsman going to put in a 29.546. That will put him 6th fastest here tonight. And we'll see if anybody else going to come out. I would imagine that we would see Jeff Stabner or Mark Walls come out. But as of the moment, it doesn't look like they are going to. All right, he's going to shut it down as we jump over to Jeff Stabnow coming out on to the track in the number 24 machine. And he's going to shut it down just as quickly as he brought it onto the track. So I'm not sure what might have transpired there, but he has shut it down and is coming back out onto the track in the number 24 Walls Beer Machine. And once again, he's going to shut her down and take her back to the pits. Oh, Jeff just not happy with how he's getting out of pit road or not. Maybe he wants to try to take out the green cone in the process. But again, 2 times coming out not happy. And he will try once again. And this time it looks like he'll be satisfied with his takeoff as he is out and on the backstretch. He's going to go all the way to the high side as he goes around corner number 3 and into corner number 4 here for qualifying. And again, we'll see. Warm-up lap is complete for Jeff Stabnow in that 24 machine. We'll have to wait and see what kind of times he does put up against the rest of his competition. Also running pink here for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Definitely a big shout out to all the ones that have survived and haven't survived breast cancer, as well as the drivers out here for supporting it with their cars as well. As Jeff Stabnow is going to put in at 29.495, that'll put him in 5th place, just front of Ryan Mason, just behind James Vining in the 333 machine. He's going to keep trucking ahead, no pun intended, as he will try and get to the front of this. He always seems to sneak in a second lap there, just a little bit faster. So I expect to see him somewhere in the 2nd or 3rd place when it's all said and done. As he's coming to the line, it's going to be a second fastest time, 29.381. And again, no surprise as he runs right to the top, as he typically does. Qualifying is coming to an end. All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your starting grid for tonight's race is going to be as follows. Your front runners on row 1 are going to be Dan West Jr., the Rocket Man himself, and the 24 of Jeff Stabnow. The field behind him here, as we don't have our grid in the overlays just yet, is going to be James Thurston, Mark Walls, Ray Fournier, Frank Harris, Tom Green, Casey Tillman, James Vining, Sean Breitzman, Chad Malik, John Ottenbacher, and Ryan Maines, not necessarily in that order. But the front 2, of course, Dan West Jr. and Jeff Stabnow are in the correct order, as we are just about ready to get this race started. 125 laps for tonight's race. We'll see who's in it when it's all said and done and the dust settles, as it could get interesting here at Texas. It always seems to, and looks like everybody but the 24, the Chad Malik, not on the grid just yet. The Jeff Stabnow just took to the grid. As I was saying, he wasn't on it, or about to say he was not, but he is on the grid now. And it looks like the 333 of James Vining itching to get this thing going, revving the engine up in that truck. And Chad Malik not going to make the start here for tonight's race, as everyone does pull off and we get ready to start it here tonight. And everybody is in place, except for the 6 of Chad Malik, who's not going to be starting tonight's race. We'll see if he starts later, coming out of the pits. Maybe missed the start, something happened. But we are set to go 12 drivers here starting the race. So we are here at Texas Motor Speedway coming down the backstretch. Alright, you see right there, pace car going to dive off, all the pink flooding to the front as we are set to get this one going. Green flag is in the air and we are racing here, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you let us know who you're rooting for in chat. If you're from a new Discord, let us know if you're over there. We had a select people there that said that they might tune in. So let us know if you are tuning in from over there as we're coming down the backstretch here. Jeff Stabenow going to be hanging on to second place. Dan West Jr. doing a good job of chasing him down. But look at this field right here. The whole front of the field basically covered in pink as the front 5, 6 drivers all sporting pink paint jobs here. I want to point out here, just for the moment, if you look at your top 6 drivers, they are the only ones with pink on their trucks, and they all qualified in the top 6. Very interesting there. Call it what you will, but the ones supporting Breast Cancer Awareness Month here, supporting the pink, all started in the top 6 here tonight, and at the front of this field. Will be interesting to see if that's the case. Well, one of these trucks drivers win this race. We're already on lap 3 of 125. It won't be long before we get to the 100 mark, and we're less than 100 laps to go as Dan West Jr. is hanging on to a good lead here at the moment. And I say good, it's not terrific, but the fact that he's able to hold off Jeff Stabenow, who's so fast, that's a good lead. Anytime you can stay ahead of him as they come barreling through the tri-oval. Jeff Stabenow trailing Dan West Jr., followed by Brightsman, Vining, and Mays. Those are your top 5. Malik in the 6th still did not start the race. So I'm not sure what happened there, but Chad Malik not going to be starting the race here tonight. We go a little further back here to the 33 of James Vining. He is out there sporting a paint job as well. And we talked to him a little bit earlier tonight that he was sporting that paint job. And he's got a special paint job on there. We won't read what the back bumper says, but it is a special paint job for a special person. So he's running in 4th place right now. Let's see if we can get a view of that car. Let's see if we can go to the right front suspension and see if we can get a view of it right there. The Breast Cancer Research Foundation on the side of there. Still got the Zydex Elite rigs on there as well. ESIS on the side of that truck. So a awesome paint job there for him indeed. We'll see if we can get a better view of it maybe later on tonight. So we'll definitely be watching, and we can actually go to Ryan Maines, who just got by him, and let's go to his gearbox and see what we can see. Maybe we can see the front hood of that 333 machine of James Vining, and you just can't see it right there from the bumpers. He's going to get past there one more time. We go back to our main camera. Caution free here. 7 laps in. We've completed 6 on lap number 7 here for tonight's race. Dan West Jr. finally does get past for the lead, as it just happened. Jeff Stabenow got by him. So he will continue to move on and lead some laps here, but again, just got by there while we were watching that little battle go on back in the back. Unfortunately, he is going the wrong direction right now for James Vining, but we'll keep an eye and see how this battle for the lead goes. Again, Dan West Jr. qualifies good, runs good. Can tonight be the night he punches his way into the final 8 and has a solid run here tonight? Alright, checking in on some stuff here tonight. Again, we have a little bit more homework to do when it comes to that little tick that we're seeing in the stream. However, we have, looks like we've sorted out the freezing issue that was happening, so that is awesome, but we still have the little bit of a tick that is going on, so we're going to have to get that all sorted out. If we get a caution, we may step to a commercial break and sort that out. We'll see. We haven't seen it until just now, so we may go ahead and sort that out, go to a commercial break, and attempt to see if we can't sort something and fix it here before that is done. But at the moment, your race leader, Jeff Stabnow, trying to pick up his second win on the season, or in the series here, in the post-season here in the playoffs. If he could get a second win, that would be astronomical for him if he could pick up that win. Again, it's something we've seen happen before, and it definitely can help you propel you to a season. He's the only one from his team thus far that has not won a championship, so he's looking to get rid of that little monkey off his back and potentially get the championship here this season. Taking a look here, we're just doing some experimenting. We're going to keep you informed as to what is going on here tonight. But again, just letting you know how it's all playing out, as we'll do our best to cover it there. We'll put the top back up, as we think part of that may be the issue. But Sean Brightsman going to get by Dan West Jr., and it looks like Mark Wall is going to try to get into the picture as well. And the number 48 machine also we're running pink on there, so maybe 7 drivers. I didn't see the pink on the side of Mark Walls, as he is actually running pink flames here tonight on the side of that truck. Another driver sporting breast cancer awareness pink on his truck, and I dare say a very nice looking truck. Is Jeff Stabnow going to be licked into the outside wall. Lucky for him, it was not a hard enough lick to get to the inside of that truck, as it looks like the sheet metal is going to stay intact, and he will keep moving forward with a 1.833 second lead over Sean Brightsman and Mark Walls and Dan West Jr. Dan West Jr., though, sliding back just a little bit, as he is going to keep trying to move forward here tonight. Again, progress not going the way he wants it to right now, but he again has a lot of time to get to the front. We still have plenty of racing to go. We are on lap 16 of 125, make it 17 of 125 until we come to the line one more time, as you can throw a blanket over second, third, and the fourth here at the moment. Let's go on board with Sean Brightsman here for the moment with his roll bar camera, and you can see how he's running down his teammate in that 46 machine. All right, just checking in on chat and coughing a little bit too as well. Yes, to answer the question, Jeff Stabnow did win the last race. He also won the Xfinity race and the last truck race. He is set to go 3 wins in a row between 2 different series. Here, he would actually have, I believe, swept the races here in the playoffs so far. If he indeed does win all 3 races. And Johnny, thanks for the compliment, and Michael as well. It has been a long ride since we got this whole thing started so long ago. Yeah, we have definitely made leaps and bounds here. Of course, coming on board with the Race on Texas definitely helped a lot, as that helped out tremendous, having the support of Chris David over there at Race on Texas, Scott Bargoff, Nick Robbins, we can't think of all their names, Harry Fair, as well as everyone else involved over there. Everyone involved, Xander, anyone we've worked with, really, that's made it all possible to do what we do here on the channel. It's been a huge success, and we always give a big shout out to all the fans that have hung in there with us and made us the success we are, as well as the leagues. Jeff Stabnow, Sean Brightsman, these guys that run these leagues, Adrenaline iRacing League on Sundays just got picked up. A huge shout out to them as we're watching this battle between the leaders here. Again, just a huge shout out to World of Thunder that's been here for quite some time now, as well. We picked up several others over time, even to the ones that we don't cover anymore. They've helped us grow and get to where we are, and we definitely thank every single one of them. This field is kind of spread out here at the moment, as I'm looking through the field trying to find some good battles going on. And the battles seem to be up front. James Vining has fallen back just a little bit, unfortunately. Chad Malik still never came out onto the track, so it looks like his night not going to end short. It never even started, so can't say it ended short if it didn't start. But the best battle is right there between Sean Brightsman and Dan West Jr. Dan West Jr. not ready to give up that third position. Mark Walls, of course, got by both of them a little while ago. But Dan West Jr. not really ready to settle on fourth. He wants third. He really wants to win. And we'll see if he can get it. Jeff Stabnow currently has a 2-second lead over Mark Walls. Can he run him down is the question. Mark Walls is somebody you don't want to mess with on a racetrack. He is good. And I mean good with a capital G, a capital O, and a capital G with an exclamation point at the end. He is that good, and he is not someone to mess with when it comes to trying to run him down on the racetrack. Definitely, yeah, we had a blast running the league. Obviously, I had to shut it down not too long ago. Actually, I guess it was quite a while now, but broadcasting took over. Did not expect it to go where it went. And it is just engulfed into the powerhouse that it is now. So we're still working. I don't know. We can notice it. I'm sure everyone else can as well. That a slight little tick that we have in the overlays, that is actually something with the overlays that are causing that. So we are going to keep addressing that and see if we can figure it out. So definitely not what we want to see, but we'll keep going forward with it. It looks like Mark Walls is going to have company, as he's got the 46 of Sean Brightsman right on his back bumper here at the moment. So Sean Brightsman chasing down Mark Walls. So is Dan West Jr. They've caught him and they're reeling him in. Meanwhile, your leader Jeff Stabnow 2.4 seconds ahead of this entire field. He will possibly start putting people a lap down here before you know it. He's already got Casey Tillman 1 lap down, but that is not due to being on the track. That is due to an incident earlier. He went through the grass on his own, and that didn't help matters at all. So he is a lap down, trying to get it back. Yeah, we definitely need a co-commentator here. Problem is, none of our commentators that we have, as the caution comes out, can stay up this late. Sean Brightsman sideways on the track. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened here. And Sean Brightsman, his own teammate nails him, and then both of them hard into the outside wall. Sean Brightsman going to get the better end of the deal as the front of his truck's in working order still, but a hard lick for the 48 of Mark Walls, as that will bring out caution number 1 involving 2 trucks here, the 48 and the 46, both of which need a win if they want to move on. Of course, points would help too. They can get those points to move on, but you'd much rather get in on a win. So we'll see. They're going to come down pit road, so we'll step aside here for a moment. We'll be back when the lights go off. Alright, we came back a little bit early here, ladies and gentlemen. We have a little special guest in the booth real quick. We got Jeff Stab now in here. Seems like we've been talking to you a lot here, Jeff, but the lights are still on, so we got a rapid fire question for you here. You won the truck race, you won the Xfinity race, here you are leading the truck race again to go 3 in a row here in the playoffs. How's it feeling right now to possibly, get that 3 in a row?
Well, I'm not going to count any chickens before they hatch. We got pretty loose there. I think I smacked the wall 3 times, so I'm going to have to keep this on the track and finish this race before I can even think about where I finish. But, if managed to pull it off, it'd be cool, man. I mean, there's some just fantastic drivers here, and yeah, anytime I get a win, and if I can go back-to-back in the trucks against some of these guys, yeah, man, that would be awesome.
Looks like we are set to go double file here. Quickly, we'll let you give any shout-outs you want to give. It's a mini shout-out before we go racing again.
All right, mini shout-out to Walls Beard Co., sponsor of our league, sponsor of our truck, sponsor of the team. Fantastic beard care products and virtual racing network, Charles. You put on a heck of a show.
All right, we'll let you go, and good luck. We'll see if we talk to you later tonight.
All right, copy that.
Alright, we'll get him back to his channel so he can get the countdown going. Obviously going to have his teammates in a row behind him here. Again, Ottenbacher and Mark Wall's going to be behind him. So there will be some timing here. They're going to count down, let them know when they're going. And that will allow those guys to get a little bit better jump. So, again, they can't get too good of a jump. If they pass the car before them, they get in trouble. Once that green flag comes out, though, it's pretty much it's everyone out for their own at that point. So we'll see. Pace car dives off, and we are set to get the green flag. We do apologize for the little bit of a stutter and a tick you see in there. Something about the overlays that are causing it. So it's good for a while, and then it goes bad. So I'm not sure what indeed is causing it, but something is in the overlay is causing all of that issue. So we'll keep diagnosing it to try to figure out what is causing it. We are racing once again as Stav now out front, followed by Ottenbacher and Mark Walls. Again, we told you they'd get a jump, and they did just that, and that allowed them to get by Dan West Jr., James Thurston, and Ryan Maines that were going to be right there with them as they are 1, 2, 3. Of course, we already saw Sean Brightson and Mark Walls, and I really thought that Sean Brightsman would have had the better end of the deal just getting spun as we saw the 48 hammer that outside wall hard. But that being said, Sean Brightsman has actually spent more time on pit road, and he is at the back of this pack. He is on the lead lap, though. Everyone is, except for the 6 of Chad Malik, who didn't start. So I'm not sure what the reasoning is, but we have less than we have actually about 90 laps to go here in the race, so less than 100 to go as the battle up front is heating up once again. Really, it's about for 3rd, 4th place. As you see right there, Ottenbacher being run down by Dan West Jr., James Thurston, and Ryan Maines all grouped there together. As James Thurston would definitely love to get the win here as well and put that 2 old for Forza number 2 into victory lane here in the playoffs. And we typically have some fancy little graphics to put up here from Chris White. I apologize, Chris. We got busy doing work today to get some videos downloaded for Racing Texas. We didn't get those downloaded off of Facebook in time. I do apologize. He puts a lot of work into those overlays, and that is completely on me, Chris. I do apologize, but you do a fantastic job getting those to us week in and week out, and we will definitely make sure we don't miss any more races with them. So again, a big shout out to Chris White on that, who is actually not here tonight. So I do not see him anyway. Yeah, Chris White not here. So I do apologize for not making those in. But we're going to go back to the front here as Mark Wall still trying to run down his teammate, Jeff Stadnow. Can he catch him? Can he pass him? Those are the 2 questions, and it's not 1 question, it is 2. As catching someone and passing someone are completely different things. Yeah, indeed, it is censored. I saw that on the back of the car. You know, I won't say it, so we'll go to him if we can find him. There he is right there. You can see it back. Obviously, for censorship reasons, we can't say it, but we definitely all agree with what the back of that car says. As we'll see if we can get a shot of it there. So we'll go to Sean Brightsman real fast in the 47 machine and go on board with him. Let's go over to his nose cam if we could and get a shot as we're on board with the nose cam here. And you can't quite see it just yet. Again, we won't read it aloud as everyone else did. You can just say F cancer. Basically the same thing without officially saying it. As we don't want to drop that bomb on the channel. Yeah, again, with everyone, we definitely agree with it. That it definitely needs to happen. Get rid of it. It's not needed here. As he is starting to reel him in just a little bit. You're starting to see that banner or ribbon showing up just a little bit more each and every time. Let's actually just go to his roll bar camera here for Sean Brightson. We'll stay on board with him. And he is reeling him in very quickly. As well as Mark Walls is reeling in the race leader. Let's go up to him. And you can see right there, 0.299 seconds. It actually was 0.2. Now it's 0.233. So he is starting to reel him in slowly but surely. Then he'll lose a little bit, and then he'll catch him a little bit. Now down to 0.166 seconds behind Mark Walls. Is starting to run down his own teammate, the 24, Jeff Stabnow. Stabnow, though, doesn't have a whole lot to worry about. He's already punched his ticket to the final 8. He's on the train. It's sitting there revving up, getting ready to go. Of course, we're off next week, so they'll probably just kill that train and let it go. And I don't know if y'all can see it on the screen you're watching. If you're watching it in 1440p, as we have a pass for the lead, you can see Maverick on the helmet there of this 48 machine. As we go off board, and right there, the side-by-side pass for the lead coming up. Can Mark Walls get him at the line? He does. Mark Walls leads that lap, and he'll lead lap 43. We're on lap 44 of this 125-lap race. Oh, great race indeed here. I agree with everyone in chat. It has been a good race for everybody involved here tonight. A good little battle for the lead. Going back, here's where we want to see, though, as we have Dan West Jr., John Ottenbacher, and Ryan Baines right now for third, fourth, and fifth. These guys, never count them out. They may not be battling for the lead, but they're putting on a heck of a show for you here at the front of the field, just not the front of the field. So it's somebody you definitely cannot count out at any given time. So why not? Let's go on with Ryan Baines here as he comes to the line. Let's see how that truck's handling here as we go silent for about a lap or two. All right, there, so come right to the line. We go off board with him. Again, you are watching the 13 of Ryan Baines doing a fantastic job here tonight. As we'll see again, we are going to try one little adjustment here. If we get a caution, we'll switch to a commercial break, see if we can get it sorted out. But I don't believe that is the issue. We'll again just keep trying and see if we can sort stuff out the more we go. And I do not believe it is the issue. So we'll just have to keep trying and see. As everything looks good, it's got to be something with the actual overlays being run that is causing that issue to have that little tick in there. But Jeff Stabnow still out. He's out front, but he's really Jeff Stabnow and Mark Walls are both out front. And when I say out front, they have a sizable lead. There's a difference of 0.233 seconds ahead from Mark Walls to Jeff Stabnow, but then 1.7 seconds to third place. So the front two really have kind of pulled away from this field overall. Again, I'm not saying it's just Mark Walls. Both of them have pulled away just a little bit. And I'm not sure what that little beep was there. Yeah, definitely being finishing is much better than not finishing at all. That is the key. You got to finish if you want to win. So key is to keep going where you're going and try to finish the race, as that's what they're doing right now. Doing a fantastic job of it as well. Not a whole lot changing on the track though. At the moment, it's Mark Walls, Jeff Stabenow, Dan West Jr., John Ottenbacher, Ryan Maines, Sean Brightsman, James Thurston, Casey Tillman, James Vining, Frank Harris, Tom Green, and Ray Fournier. So not a whole terrible lot changing here on the track as we go back to James Thurston and Casey Tillman. Those two putting a nice little battle going on together back here for 7th position. But again, not a whole lot going on, as we're on lap 53 of 125. We will be coming up on the halfway point before you know it. As again, you can do the math there. 50 is the halfway of 100, so roughly about 75 or so will be there soon to the halfway point of this race. Stand correct, that'd be about lap 62 or so. We'll put us there. So lap 62, 63 will be at the halfway point of this race, if my math is correct. I have not been real accurate on the math here lately, so don't take my math for it, as my math has not been real good, and it is 62.5. So we were right on that here tonight. So say lap 63 will be the halfway point for tonight's race for all intents and purposes. That means Jeff Stabenow has to hang on to it just for a little bit more, as Mark Walls coming down for his pit stop here. And he is going to call it quits. Let's go back and see if we can see what happened. I thought he just came down for a pit stop. He didn't. He hit the wall. He goes through the grass as we were watching that battle behind him. And he's just going to go ahead, bring it down pit road, and he is done for the night. So unfortunate for him, his night has ended here. And that is good news if you're the 24, Jeff Stabenow, as this looks like it could be his race to win. Dan West Jr. was catching Mark Walls, though. Can he catch Jeff Stabenow? He wasn't able to do it in the first little run there. Will he be able to do it this time in this run? Again, he could have made some adjustments on the truck and made a chance at going to the front a little bit easier. We'll see. Can he run him down? Keep looking, keeping an eye on everything here tonight, and we'll just have to kind of wait and see as we'll clear the screen just to give a better picture for these. As you can see, Dan West Jr. there running Jeff Stabenow down 0.633 seconds separating your front two here at the moment. It's going to be very interesting to see if he can definitely run him down. I just don't know if he's going to be able to. He hasn't been able to thus far. As Sean Brightsman back there as well in the 46 machine. He's got John Ottenbacher chasing him down as well. So we'll see if he's possibly a candidate to try to get to the front as well. Sean Brightsman already been there, but he was unable to keep it going there early on, as he had that little contact with his teammates, and unfortunately shoved him back to the back of the track. And he's going to keep digging to see if he can. And looking here, we were going to see if we can maybe get a word in with Mark Walls. but I don't see him in chat, and I don't ever see him that he was in the radio communication to talk to us either. So I'm not sure what the verdict was on that, but he wasn't ever here on the radio to communicate with to begin with. So I'm not sure what happened there. Just getting into the wall, his night was over. We will keep going here. As again, we'll go back to the front. There's just not a lot going on here at the moment in this race. Again, at the moment, it has been all about Jeff Stabnow leading the race, and he has been just so good at it here at Texas Motor Speedway. He's looking to get back-to-back wins. This very well could be his season to win the championship. I'll be looking to see if that's the case, if he can get it. I think he's definitely got a good shot at getting the win here tonight and definitely getting that championship. Obviously, 2 wins is going to do you good, but it only gets you to the next round. You still have to do it again the next round. And, it's got to be running through his mind right now. Am I getting all my wins here in the first round, and am I going to be out of luck here in round number 2 and somebody else get the wins? So many things can go through your head as a driver, and if he's not thinking about them, well, he probably will be when he goes back and watches the race. In that case, we apologize, Jeff. But a lot of things go through these drivers' heads as they come around the trial into turn number 1 here one more time. And we'll bring those overlays back up. We're trying to limit their use here, as that is what's causing that little tick into the stream, and we're trying to limit that as much as possible here. But we are on lap 63, so we're past the halfway point here tonight. We'll keep just going forward here and see if Jeff's not going to do it. We are going to step away here for a quick break. While we do, we'll go on board with Jeff Stabnow here at the halfway point, and we'll let you see what it's like to be behind the wheel of his car here tonight. Alright, we are back. As again, you see the 55 of Dan West Jr. really is starting to reel in his competition here tonight. As he is, again, we talk about Dan West Jr. being the Rocket Man Dan. There's a reason he is good as he is. He is good. He's fast, and we have steadily watched him get better and better throughout this race, and it's just amazing how good he has become, and he's going to take the lead back here as well. So definitely not what I was expecting, as Jeff Stabnow really didn't fight him too much on it either, which is surprisingly enough that he didn't really fight him too much on that lead. I'm wondering how worn out those tires are. They should be coming down pit road here probably soon then too. But Jeff Stabnow not giving it up, and part of that could be due to the fact that he, of course, has already got a win. He's not necessarily looking to have to get a win. So again, that could be part of the reasoning behind just letting him go and not really battling him too terribly hard. But again, it's just something we're going to have to keep an eye on and see throughout this race. Does Jeff Stab now push it as hard as he can? I don't see why he wouldn't push it as hard as he can. As well, look here, Tom Green going to be coming out of pit road. He came down. He has, of course, made a pit stop, as well as the 11 of Frank Harris. He's came down pit road and made a stop. They're both 1 and 2 laps down here. 1 lap for Frank Harris, 2 laps for Tom Green. As your leaders coming up on them. They're also coming up on, I'm not sure who that is. Oh, that's, never mind, that is the leader there. I thought we were catching Oddbacher, but he's sitting in 3rd place, so that's kind of threw me off there for a minute. There's so many pink cars out here tonight that they all look similar as running the pink, so Dan West Jr. out front. He's only led 7 laps compared to Jeff Stadnow, who's led many more than that. But again, it doesn't matter how many you lead. It matters which one you lead. You really want to lead that last lap, as that is the important lap to lead. Again, we were looking earlier here. As you can see, there's a few clouds in the sky. This track is definitely not indicative of what the real racing conditions would be like if they were here. If you live in the state of Texas like myself, if you were anywhere near this track right now, it would probably not be racing on it. It is going to be drenched in water. And of course, the tornadoes going through this area not long ago. I don't think I got to the track, of course, but definitely would be covered in a fill of water, probably puddles of water for that matter, as it has rained pretty heavily. We're already on lap 73. I want to point that out because looking at our cautions, this is not going to be accurate because we've reset the overlays here, but there you see 0 cautions. We've actually only had the 1 caution, I do believe, maybe 2 throughout this entire race. I can't remember how many it was. I think it was just 1 caution. Regardless, we've had that caution on the track. We're not caution free. Some track information here for you, just so you know. Right there, your track length 1.46 miles, 183 miles is the distance. Your track temp here tonight, 99 degrees. That is not a super toasty track, but it's not necessarily the calmest track either. It's definitely going to be a little warm, but not as hot as it could be. So definitely something to keep an eye on. We'll see if that track temp may goes up or down as we progress through this race. But just not a lot going on right now. Everyone pretty much spread out on the track, so there's just not a lot of action going on right now. As Dan West Jr. continues to lead this race. He's led 12 laps so far. He's coming up to try to lead his 13th. They will lead at lap number 76. Alright, lap 79 underway. It's the 55 of Dan West Jr. going to bring that truck down pit road as he is going to go ahead and take his stall. He's going to smack the inside wall, doing so for pit road. That's going to cost him a little bit of time. Not what he was wanting to see, as Jeff Stabnow's made his as well. And he is 2 laps down, so everybody's pretty much made pit stops here. Except for Dan West Jr. He's there now. Jeff Stabnow now 1 lap down as he's going to come to the line. And there he is, 1 lap down now. Dan West Jr. was one of the last ones on the lead lap that had not pitted. So he definitely needed to come down. He does now. He's off and away. And just like that, everyone is back on the lead lap. Pit stops happen so quickly. Jeff Stabnow, though, needs to get around this track, and he needs to get around the 11 in a hurry if he wants to get back up and get his lap back. There's the leader right there, and that is Sean Brightsman. Jeff Stabnow is going to be coming up behind him probably pretty soon. Question is, can he get his lap back? As he went 2 laps down there, pit stop quite some time, and it looks like had issues that didn't bring out a caution. I am very surprised by that it didn't bring out the caution. That's why we didn't know about it to go back. So a minute 13 on pit road, so unfortunate for him, but a caution did not come out, so I'm not sure why, but that is why we were unnotified of it. So again, unfortunately, if a caution doesn't come out, we don't always see it when we're talking about someone else thinking it's just a pit stop, as we see them on pit road, and then they stay there a little longer than they should. So I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe here after the race we'll go back and look at it. Somewhere around lap 80 is when it would have happened. But Sean Brightsman, now your race leader. Obviously, Jeff Stabnow uses fast repair, wants to get back on the lead lap. Ray Fournier 1 lap down as well. Although his pit stop was fairly decent. John Ottenbacher also had a 30-second stop, so his stop a little bit longer than it wanted to be as well. Alright, just looking some stuff up here real fast. Again, it's unfortunate. I'm not sure what happened to Stabnow, as he is down on the bottom of this track, battling. Then we'll go back to him. There he is right there, going through the tri-oval, trying to get back on that lead lap. He wants to do it, as we have 3 cars lap down. As you saw, one of them right there, John Ottenbacher, he goes a lap down as well now in the 89 machine, thanks to his own teammate Sean Brightsman in the 46. A couple of drivers trying to get back. Dan West Jr. wants to get back to the lead. Now this race has turned upside down. It's going to be about possibly Sean Brightsman and Dan West Jr. as Casey Tillman out of the race. Mark Walls, that we know about a little earlier ago, and Chad Malik, but we don't know what happened to Jeff Stabnow. That's still the mystery there, as a caution didn't come out, and he was on pit road for quite some time, and we were back watching some other stuff happening on the track in pit road that we missed what happened there. Before we knew it, he was on pit road, and without a caution, we don't have that luxury of the extra minute or two around this track to go back and look. So this is one of those things that's unfortunate for Jeff Stabnow, as we are going to keep trucking forward, though, on lap 87 of 125. Oh, again, we are on lap 87 of 125, and this race looks like it may go on just that one caution. Well, 39 laps to go is all that remains in this race tonight. 39, going to be 38 laps to go when they get to the line for your race leader, Sean Brightsman, as he is starting to pick people off one at a time. Tom Green now going to go a lap down as well. Question is, will Frank Harris get caught to the leader? We'll see when he gets to the line. We'll let you know the gap between them. It's a 6-second gap. It's almost 7 seconds as he comes to the line right there. And there's your race leader, Sean Brightsman. So he is running him down. And I have a feeling he'll probably catch him here in the next lap or two. And put him a lap down as well. That will only leave us 5 people on the lead lap. James Vining will be the next one on that hit list to take down to 1 lap downtown. So we'll see if the caution was to come out before that happens. We could potentially some of the guys would get their lap back to Wave Arounds and Lucky Dog. However, Jeff Stabnow not in a good spot at all right now as the leader Sean Brightsman keeps putting guys a lap down, and every time he does, that's one more truck that's ahead of him on the track that's a lap down, and that would force him to have to stay out and not get the Lucky Dog and have to get the Wave Around, and that is the last thing he wants. He wants to be able to come down and pit with people and stay there, and otherwise he's going to be right back in the back of the field again. So definitely a lot of strategy now being used to try to determine where these guys are going to finish. Again, Jeff Stabnow, he wants the win. Does he absolutely need the win? No, he doesn't. But again, does he want it? Yes. Yes, he does want the win. And he's going to do everything in his power to get the win if he has any say about it. Alright, again, it's on lap 92 of 125. We've completed 91 laps. Well, let's make it 92 laps completed here in your race. Again, only that one caution that we've had here total. So you do the math there. Minus 92 laps complete. We have 33 laps to go. In this race. Of course, the ticker will let you know when we have 10 to go, and that's really the danger zone. 5 to go, really a danger zone. So these guys, eventually they're going to have to push it a little bit harder if they want to get to the front. And without those cautions, there's going to be fewer and fewer cars that are going to be eligible to get the Lucky Dog. No. It's going to be interesting to see which, if you have less cars getting the Lucky Dog, it means less cars potentially getting back on the lead lap. Do you get on the lead lap, or do you stay, or do you come down pit road? It's a tough decision to make for sure. I wouldn't want to be put in the position if you're on old tires. These guys, not too bad. They're only about 17 laps on their tires right now. So, if the caution was to come out and you stayed out on those older tires right now, it wouldn't be great, but it wouldn't be detrimental to your run. That being said, if we get 20 more laps into this run and you've got 27 to 35 laps on your tires and the caution comes out, and at that point, what do? You're pretty much stuck. You might as well do what you got to do, but it's going to be a tough decision on you to have to come in and not get the Lucky Dog or Wave Around. So something we're going to have to pay close attention to here tonight. Alright, just finalizing some stuff there too while we're watching this race. And you're watching a good little battle between Jeff Stabnow and Thurston, James Thurston. Even though it's not a battle for for position, it is a battle for real estate, and it looks like Jeff Stabnow is still got a very, very screaming fast truck. But what we were talking about there, as we go to the front to see not much going on, we'll go back a little ways here. James Vining is currently in 5th place, the last car on the lead lap, but we have secured this Sunday's racing as well. So VRN will be covering the Atlanta race for the Adrenaline iRacing League. So we will be back this Sunday covering that one as well. Make sure you stay tuned for that one. Should be a doozy of a race. Again, we started 34 cars at Daytona last Sunday. One of the biggest car counts we have seen in quite some time, and it was a terrific race to boot as well. We are coming up on the 100 lap right there. It is 26 laps to go. Going to be 25 next time by. Again, while we have this moment again, let's go with Sean Brightsman. We haven't been on board with him, I do not believe, to see how he's handling. Let's see that steering wheel as we go to his helmet cam. Alright, we are back in the truck, handling fairly well, it looks like, here for the 46 of Sean Brightsman. We're going to be coming up on 20 to go here in 2 laps. It has been a fantastic night of racing here for everybody involved. Refresh here just a little bit so we can keep a close eye on that. Let us know in chat where you're tuning in from here. I know we have Johnny Sykes out there. We have JT out there as well. We got a lot of people out there watching we haven't seen in chat. Let us know who it is that you are cheering for, where you are watching from as well. And of course, we'd like to know where you heard about the channel from, so let us know. Did you hear about it just by looking and browsing, or did you hear about it from myself, Charles, or Cody, whichever one you know me as by, just depending on where you know me at, or depending on if it was from Discord, you may just know me as Mr. C, but now you know, of course, they'll call me Charles or Cody here on the channel, either one. Definitely let us know where you're tuning in, where you're watching from, as we thought we were about to see some contact there made, but they keep it going between the 11 and the 333 of James Vining and Frank Harris. They are on one on lead lap, one is currently 2 laps down. 11 to Frank Harris, 2 laps down. James Vining, the 333, on the lead lap. He hasn't gone a lap down yet, and that is good news for him, as Sean Brightsman is coming quickly And as right there, you see where he is. So he is within striking distance, but we have less than 20 laps to go. So I don't know for sure he's going to catch him. I don't know if Rocket Man Dan West Jr. is going to be able to catch our leader. A caution may be needed here to regroup this field to see something change. But Jeff Stabnow is working his way through this field. He is in the 7th place. He is not the next car a lap down, but first car, but he is the second car a lap down. So if he could get by his own teammate John Ottenbacher, he would stand to get the lucky dog if the caution was to come out. We'll see if that's the case, or if he would have to take a wave around. Either way, he would want to get to the front, and it would be very difficult to get that number 24 to the front. Or the 89 for that matter. Anybody that's a lap down, you're going to get the wave around of the lucky dog. It is going to get you back on the lead lap, but that is a good thing if we have, 50 laps to go. But if you're in the 5 to go green, white, checkered scenario, getting your lap back and then having to start at the back of the field, while it may only be 10 cars, is not ideal. It's going to make it very difficult to try to get to the front, and the chances of winning are slim to none, but there is a slim chance of that. Anything can happen out here on the track. And you can see right there, next time by will be 15 to go for your leader, the 46 of Sean Brightsman. He has done a fantastic job all race along. He's fought adversity here, as early on in this race, him and his own teammate Mark Walls get together. Mark Walls gets to his back bumper, puts him in the outside wall, and then puts himself in the outside wall. And he has overcome that to come back to the front of this field and try to lock himself in to the round of 8. And again, I just want to talk about how good of a job he's doing at that. Just an amazing job. As we'll see if we can't pull those graphics up, at least on our end. Obviously, it'd be a little difficult for y'all to see them. But looking at the round of 8 right now, it is only Jeff Stabnow in. And the way it's sitting right now, that would allow Sean Brightsman in the 46 to be in the round of 8. And that would tie up one more spot, leaving only 6 left to go. As we're off next week, they'll have to kind of sit there and just kind of stew about it, how they're going to get into the final 8. As again, anything can happen. You never know. As looking at the top 8 here, I see Chris Knight here tonight, but he's not in the top 8 anyway right now, or even the top 12. So definitely not missing anything, although we wish he was here, because whether he is in or not, every seat counts. That you're definitely you got to be out there in the seat driving the car. It's those points. See, if you need a gap of 10 cars and you only got 5, you're kind of affecting the championship whether you're here or not. So we definitely like the drivers to be here, but unfortunately sometimes real life does get in the way. Yeah, Johnny, we do have the website still up. We are transitioning stuff in the back end. We primarily intended to broadcast on it, and it hasn't really panned out that way. As we actually were just working on it today, more on the back end than the front end. But we are definitely making some changes here and there on it. We definitely need to keep it a little more active than we do. We're going to be posting some news articles onto it here in the coming days, as we do have some news that we will be posting on here soon. But yes, you're right. It really hasn't been as active as we would like, as we are definitely trying to address that as well. But Jeff Stabenow has moved himself into a 5th position at the moment as James Vining finally going to go 2 laps down as he came down pit road there. So it is all possibility that Jeff Stabenow still could possibly get a top 3. I don't see the likelihood of that happening very likely. But he's sitting in 5th place right now. Only 3 cars on the lead lap. Sean Brightsman, Dan West Jr., and James Thurston having a terrific run here tonight as he is sitting in 3rd place. The last car on the lead lap. And definitely cannot complain about how that truck is handling as we have 8 laps to go here in tonight's race. Alright, we are back. Sean Brightsman still out front. That's where we're going to stick here as he's coming to get 5 laps to go right there. 5 to go. This is the point. What would have been the point of no return had we get a caution. Now it's the point that we would go into the green-white checkered here in the race. This is the point where we keep a very, very close eye. But I don't think we're going to see a green-white checkered here tonight. Quite frankly, I don't even think we're going to see another caution here tonight. Just that one caution. That may be it. Dan West Jr. would love to get the win, but I don't think that's in the cards unless something happens to the 46 of Sean Brightsman. We'll mock him so not to jinx him. But I definitely think that that Sean Brightsman has this one in the bag. Dan West Jr. with a solid 2nd place finish, as well as James Thurston with a solid 3rd place finish here tonight. The $1 million question is, can the 46 of Sean Brightsman hang on here for 3 more laps to get the win? I think so. Again, there's just not a lot going on here at the moment. They're really spread out, and it's just Sunday cruise right now for a lot of these guys. Two laps to go. Going to be getting the white flag as Sean Brightsman comes down the back stretch here, as he'll be coming down for the last time. Next time by here at Texas Motor Speedway on iRacing. He goes into 3 and into 4 here in Fort Worth, Denison. And there he is out of 4 into the Tri-Oval. And he will get the white flag this time by white flags in the air. 1 lap to go, presented by Northwest Racing Series. You're watching them here tonight as he goes barreling into turn number 2 onto the backstretch here for the last time tonight, as he's passing those stars as they're looking like a picket fence probably for him, going as fast as he's going at 155 miles per hour. Turn 3 is out of the way. And out of turn number 4, he is coming to the line. Your race winner here tonight is going to be the 46 of Sean Brightsman as he wiggles that truck just a little bit to show his happiness for getting the win. And that will do it for the racing action here tonight. Of course, your top three going to be Brightsman, West, and Thurston. Behind them is going to be John Ottenbacher, Jeff Stabnell, Ray Fournier, James Vining, Ryan Maines, Tom Green, and Frank Harris, followed by Chad Millick, Mark Walls, and Casey Tillman. That did not finish the race. We'll watch him do his celebrating, and we will be right back here in just a few moments with your top three here in the post-race show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back as the Demolition Derby on the front stretch has come to an end, as we kind of always do here for the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series. That being said, we have your top three here in the booth with us as your third place driver here tonight. That is going to be the two of James Thurston. James, it's been an up and down roller coaster season for you here, but tonight you do a fantastic job of finishing in third. The last one on the lead lap on top of that. So you get a really good run. How is that truck handling, and are you happy to finish in a solid third place?
Well, first off, there's the saying you'd rather be lucky than good, and tonight I was definitely lucky. I had maybe a 7th place truck based on how things were going at the start, and just got lucky with some misfortune by 3 of the Wicked Chassis guys to allow me to get into third. I was hoping that we would never see a caution, and was able to get lucked out with that. So the truck itself was a good, solid truck. Never really had any loose issues, but again, never was really super fast either. So just managed to keep it on the track.
Oh, no, they say, like you said, sometimes it's better to be lucky and good. Truck not being as fast as you'd probably like it to be in the end may have actually helped you in the long run as well, as it didn't get quite as loose as maybe some people's were. So you never know. One thing you think is a curse, maybe a blessing in the end. But we like to keep it short and simple here. You did a fantastic job. You finished third place. And are you looking forward to the off break?
Oh, most definitely. It's been a tough couple races the last few weeks. It'll be good to take the week off. regroup for, I think it's Iowa. Iowa is not one of the tracks that I'm looking forward to, but we've got some time to get some laps in and get ready for it.
I'll definitely do. And of course, we know you got some shout-out sponsors on the car you need to thank. So who would those be for that third place finish?
Well, of course, Walls Beer Co. for making this work. Charles, you and VRN up in the booth for making this show every week. 2 for Forza on the hood. And special thanks to Jeff and all the admins that really make this series work. They put in the hours, giving us setups and making sure this thing runs without a hitch week in and week out. And then finally, as always, a big shout out to my wife. As I always said in the past, she's the one that allows me to do this, but that's actually not correct. She's the one that has never said no when I've wanted to upgrade equipment, so she's made this happen for me, so I have to thank her as well.
All right, definitely. Behind every good man is a great woman, I believe it says, or something like that. Anyway, but congrats on the third place finish. That being said, we have our second place driver here who has been deemed the nickname Rocket Man Dan here this season. He qualifies good. He practices really good. And the wins just haven't come his way again tonight. Doesn't quite get there, but he still ran second. So a solid run here for you, Dan. After a up and down night, you slid back a little bit, but you got back to second place. So same question: how is that car handling? And are you looking forward to Iowa next or in 2 weeks?
I thought the truck handled really good in the first half. I could run a pretty good pace, and the guys kind of came to me, but it seemed like that second pit stop. When Sean got out before I did, I thought I could run him down, but I was actually pushing it pretty hard, and he still seemed to be just driving away. So I don't know if the track took rubber. I'm sure it did, but it just seemed like the truck was pretty tight that second run. But Sean, he just smoothed his ice like always. So I tried some different lines. I tried to save my stuff, and I had nothing for him. He wasn't slowing down at all.
Well, definitely, it was something you needed, maybe a caution out there to kind of regroup the fields and maybe try something different, tweak that truck a little bit, but you didn't get that. I believe you only had one caution here tonight. Overall, a good night of racing as far as cautions go here. They say bigger and better, or bigger in Texas. Well, that was not the case when it came to cautions anyway. We kept them to a minimum here. So again, just some terrific running. Will you take the week off? Are you looking forward to that break there, that week off, before you have to look to Iowa?
I don't think so. I think I enjoy coming out and racing with these guys each week, so not really looking for a break. I'm sure we could all use it, but Iowa will definitely be fun. I think that's going to be I haven't actually raced on that track yet. Did a little bit of practicing, so that will definitely be an eye-opener for me, I'm sure, but I am looking forward to that track.
Definitely, we will look forward to seeing you there racing. As always, we again get that nickname Rocket Man Dan. We'll see if you take to the pole on that track as well. Anyone you need to give a shout out to, or any sponsors you need to thank for that second place finish?
Well, of course, always use Charles at VRN. Northwest Racing, all the people that come out and run these races allow us to have some fun each week, and definitely a shout out to Jeff Stabnow. He gave all of us a pretty good setup, I believe, to an awesome baseline, if anything. And I know if I was to set these trucks up, I'd be junk. So thankful to him.
All right, well, again, congrats on second place, and we'll see if he can try to grab a win at the new track of Iowa that he hasn't been to. I think he has a good shot. He's fast wherever he goes. So, again, congrats on the second place finish. And then, of course, it brings us to our race winner of the night, the 46 of Sean Brightsman. We'll get right down into it here, Sean. I didn't know if you were going to have this win early on, the contact with the teammate. You go around. You didn't hit too much, but you ended up going to the back of the field. Had to fight your way back through the entire field to get up here. And again, Jeff was so good. Not even sure what happened to him. You might could enlighten us on that a little bit. But the caution didn't come out for whatever happened, and you got the lead there through the pit stop. So give us a rundown of just kind of what happened there to get you back to the front.
Oh man, hey, what a race! You know what happened? A green flag run. That's what happened. So I needed that from the back. I felt pretty good on the long run. Felt like I had a pretty good set that would compete enough with Jeff and Dan that I think we could have had some good battles there. But really just came down to that first long run and then a couple incidents, which I definitely can enlighten you on the Stabno incident. He went to do his green flag pit stop and he stuffed it into the tire barrier on pit road and had to tow. So he just had some unluckiness, and karma didn't go his way tonight, and you couldn't get some yellows to get some laps back. So karma went in my favor tonight, and I was able to get the win there out of that.
That definitely would explain why we didn't see a caution. By the time we noticed that he'd been on pit road for a good 60 seconds or so. That happened on pit road. We already see him slowing down. We didn't think anything of it until it was too late. But again, you've locked yourself in with that win there. You're the second one. Obviously, Jeff doesn't have to worry too much. He's already got a win, and he's in as well. But now you get the win, and you get a week off here from racing. So, we talk about momentum here. Is this break right after a win going to kind of kill some of that momentum, or will it stay with you going into Iowa?
I think it kind of just stays with you. An off week helps. It kind of rejuvenates things, and obviously next week being Halloween, it's for those that have kids and all that, and give out candy and all that. It's going to be nice and just kind of a nice break from the normalness. But at the same time, I miss racing with these guys, and I know Wicked Chassis and everybody at the team will work hard even in the off week to prep for Iowa. So I'm not too concerned. I'll be on here other than Thursday to help with setups and stuff like that. So we'll still be around.
Well, definitely going to be interesting to see how Iowa goes. Personally, I'm taking the Reese's Pass and turning off the lights and being hashtag not sorry, and just going to eat them all for myself and not worry about anybody else coming to ring the doorbell. That being said, and all jokes aside, it was a fantastic night of racing here at Texas Motor Speedway on iRacing. We are off the next 2 days, but we will see you at Atlanta Motor Speedway on Sunday. Should be a good race, as we're expecting around 30 to 34 cars for that race as well. And we'll let you know about Monday and Tuesday. We're off from the Northwest Xfinity Series, and TVRL is done for the season, I believe. So we'll let you know we may have something in the works there. Until then, have a safe rest of your night, and we will see you at the next race this Sunday at Atlanta.